Hi, my name is Joe Legilia, and on this episode of Not Your Average Joe, we're talking to Bob Fox of Omega Plumbing. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Joe, powered by Mortgage Message. My name is Joe Legilia, and today I'm joined with Bob Fox of Omega Plumbing. Bob, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. So, Bob, you are a community staple. We're going to get into how you got nominated to be on the show today. And I'm so excited because I finally got to meet you, and I've heard of you from so many different friends of mine in the community and all that you do. And I'd like just to start with our audience, kind of share a little bit about who you are, the history of Omega Plumbing and being in the community, and maybe a little bit of what we're here to talk about today.
Well, my name is Bob Fox. I started Omega Plumbing 17 years ago. Been in the plumbing industry for about 30, so it's been here for a little bit.
We call guys like you savvy vets of the business.
Perfect.
Yes.
I like that. It's better than old people.
There you go.
Omega Plumbing started out predominantly as a commercial plumbing contractor. We did, as I was telling you earlier, we did large projects. Mm-hmm. However, we decided about 6-7 years ago that we needed a service. We were not getting we're not helping our customers completely if we were not offering service. So we went ahead and we started a service division about 7 years ago, and it's done fantastically. It's grown to 6 plumbers. Every person is a fully stocked truck, so it's been a very good thing.
Yeah, well, and look, and we were sharing before the interview. I just think you are the type of service where people are very reactionary, and it has to be a high demand business. It has to be a business where you are just on your game all the time. And so it's great to know you and to endorse you to the community because there's, like I said, so many testimonies of people. You just have to search Bob Fox Omega and you'll get testimonies as far as you can read, as far as you guys helping people in a time of need when it comes to the business. One of the things I'm excited to talk about with you today is our dear friend Jamie Littell of Mojo's, owner of Mojo's in downtown Plainfield. We had her as a guest in season 1, and immediately following her interview, we asked her if she knew of any real community heroes, and she immediately said, you got to talk to my friend Bob Fox at Omega. Why don't you help us understand why she was so passionate to nominate you and things that you've partnered with and collaborated with Mojo's?
You know what? Jamie's awesome. She is in my top 10 of people that I admire. She works really hard. She has a very successful business. She's raising a family at the same time. She's an amazing person. And on top of it, she's also, in whatever little spare time she has, helping out Guardian Angel. So when she goes in, she was cooking meals, or she cooks meals for Guardian Angel, and she put it out on Facebook saying, hey, we're doing this. If anybody wants to help support this, then we would be more than happy to accept donations or whatever. So that's how this ended up happening. So we saw it, decided, obviously I can cook, but not that well. So what else can we do? So we went ahead and we offered to help out monetarily so she was able to continue this. And that's how we ended up getting involved.
So for our audience who's watching, and I love that introduction, just tell us a little bit about the Guardian Angels organization. Who do they support? What's their mission and cause? Just to give a background to kind of Jamie and yours connection to that.
So one thing about that, what Guardian Angel does is they help out women and children that are in abusive relationships. They shelter them. They take care of them. And like I said, with Jamie being involved with it, it was just something that it would be great to help them out.
I love it. And I think this is a good point in the interview. Because there's so many business owners in the community who watch this, and we look to bring stories like yours, Bob, to the forefront to help inspire other business owners. You seeing that on Facebook, seeing Jamie being a part of this, having that pull to want to participate and help, just speaking, whether it be from the Omega side, from your side, from a connection of both, what helped you make the decision to say, I'm running a business, but I need to help over here? Just kind of talk about where does that come from for Bob Fox?
I have had family members that have gone through this, have had issues. So I've seen what they've had to deal with. And you get to a point, especially if you're in that situation, where you may not have anyone. that can actually help you. And that's where the Guardian Angel's been great.
Yeah.
And like I said, with seeing Jamie help, Facebook is a very, very powerful social media. And because of that, seeing that, like I said, it just fit.
Yeah.
It was a good fit.
Absolutely beautiful. So now, that's not all that Omega and Bob Fox has done. Take us through a little bit more of the journey from the service aspect about, I certainly have seen stuff, Men Who Cook online. I've seen stuff for Will County Children's Advocacy. I've seen stuff even with helping out in Joliet and restoration projects. Just kind of talk about those different initiatives and just kind of your journey with that.
You know what? Originally, I got involved with Men Who Cook. So it's Men Who Cook is a fundraiser for Will County Children's Advocacy. I got involved with it probably in 2014 or 2015. I was on the committee for the fundraiser for about 6 years, and started out. It was basically a food cooking competition. I was like, all right, that sounds awesome. I could do that. And once we got into it, you kind of realize, okay, this is really helping kids, and it's helping people out. And typically the children that are in this, that are helped out by this program or by Will County Children's Advocacy, don't really have a voice anywhere else. So it like I said, it started out as it was a cooking competition that a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to help out with. I said yes. And then after that, after I started realizing what it's actually doing, it was definitely worth staying with it.
Absolutely. And that brand has been such a strong one over the last few years. I know you said with COVID, like so many non-for-profits and so many fundraising initiatives, there's just a little bit more of a challenge to get that up and off the ground, and we hope to see them come back again. So tell us more just about the why behind the way that Omega Plumbing kind of represents who they are within the community, and what are some of the goals and initiatives looking into the future of where you want to take your business, not just from the business growth standpoint, but also from the service aspect?
As far as some of the things that Omega has been able to do, you were talking about the preservation aspect of it. A few years ago, we went in, and with the old Joliet prison over on Collins Street, they have been trying to preserve it. There have been fundraisers for it. There have been concerts there. One of the things that we were asked to do was to help out with reworking the visitor center. So the visitor center is kind of like the guard shack that was right in front. Like when people come in, they to visit their family, and the building's pretty much dilapidated. It's been falling apart. The state of Illinois owns it. The city of Joliet is basically leasing it from the state of Illinois. However, the state has not taken care of it whatsoever. So my guys took their own time to, on a Saturday, a couple Saturdays actually, to actually go in, rework the plumbing so it was something that was going to be usable for a visitor center, and they volunteered their time. That being said, we had already kind of been involved with it. I was on the board for the preservation, and so it was awesome to see even our plumbers, not just me or a couple other guys. It was almost our entire company that showed up, which was awesome. All voluntary, nobody asked for a dime. It was just all brought in, and they took care of it. When
you talk about culture in a company, and it seems to be a buzzword lately, especially among owners such as yourself, what an incredible testimony to the culture of awesome. Omega Plumbing.
We have awesome plumbers just across the board, and not just as far as plumbers, as far as like the quality of work that they do, but people.
Yeah.
And what's been great is I've had plumbers that have worked with me or worked with our company for 15 years. So we haven't, up to 15 years. Obviously, we have some newer ones too. But what's great about that is they have stuck with our company even when things are hard, even when things were difficult, and they were the ones that showed up that day. Yeah. So it was awesome to see it.
No, that certainly says something. Looking at all that you've done which is a lot. And as we talk about, and as Jamie, who nominated you, talks about very humbly that you've served our community. What does the future look like for Omega Plumbing in all aspects?
Well, on the business side, obviously we're trying to continue to grow. We're trying to continue to grow the service side of the business. As far as on charitable organizations, last year we talked about, we didn't do it. There's a big wheel race that UCP or Center for Disability Services does. This year we've got to be in it, so that we'll do something like that. It'll be a company thing, and then any other chance that they get, as far as we can get, any opportunity we can find to be able to help out the community, we want to be able to be there. It's important. The community has been very good to us. They keep us working. They keep us in business, and it's only fair that we spend some of our time helping them out.
So great, so great. Bob, as we close the interview here, as we mentioned, you have been nominated as a real community hero. And as I told you before the interview, you fit the profile of someone who says, hey, look, I'm not looking for the limelight.
I'm really not.
I'm doing this for my heart. And so we appreciate you being here and speaking about your journey, because we hope that inspires other business owners and other people within the community to do the same and to make this a better place for us to live and to be that change in the world that we want to see. But my closing question for the interview is, who is your hero?
You know what? I would have to say my dad. Hands down. He passed away 12 years ago, and he was always kind. He would help out people when they needed help, and definitely my dad, 100%.
Beautiful, beautiful. Bob, anyone that, again, either reactionary or proactively is looking for Omega Plumbing Services, or, just heard something today that they'd love to connect with you, partner with you, bring support to, what's the best way someone can connect with you and start to follow your journey?
Best way to get a hold of me would be to call the office, 815-773-0808. They can email me at bfox@omegaplumbing.com. Those are the two best ways to get a hold of me.
Fantastic.
And I'm available whenever somebody needs it.
I love it. I love it. Bob, thank you for being a real community hero.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on the show.
All right. Thanks for the opportunity.
And thank you to our audience for tuning in to another episode of Not Your Average Joe, powered by Mortgage Message. We'll see you next week, everyone. Take care.